What if I told you that your memory, the very fabric of your personal history, is not as reliable as you think? Imagine millions of people, strangers to one another, all sharing the exact same false memory, a collective misremembering so widespread it defies simple explanation. This phenomenon, this strange tear in our shared consciousness, has a name: the Mandela Effect. The term was coined by Fiona Broome, a self-described paranormal consultant, after she discovered that she, along with many others, vividly remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison during the 1980s. They recalled news clips of his funeral, riots in the streets, a widow's speech. But that's not what happened. Nelson Mandela was not executed in a South African prison. He was released in 1990. He went on to become the president of South Africa. He lived until 2013. So, what accounts for this discrepancy? Are these just simple mistakes, glitches in the complex wiring of our brains? Or is it possible that something far stranger is at play? Are these shared false memories echoes from a different timeline, whispers from a parallel universe that has somehow bled into our own? Today, we are going to explore this uncanny valley of the mind. We will journey through a dozen instances where reality, as we know it, seems to clash with the reality stored in the memories of millions. These aren't just minor slip-ups. They are fundamental details of our culture, our history, and our childhoods, all seemingly altered without a trace. Prepare to question everything you think you know, because what you're about to see might just convince you that the world you remember is not the world you live in. And as always, thanks for watching. Let's begin with a memory from childhood, a place of supposed innocence and simplicity. Many of us grew up with the wholesome tales of a family of bears, living in a big treehouse down a sunny dirt road. We read the books, we watched the cartoons. But how do you spell their name? Go ahead, say it out loud. If you, like countless others, distinctly remember it as Brenstein, then welcome to your first encounter with the Mandela Effect. The name, as it has been printed on every book cover since the very first one, The Big Honey Hunt, was published in 1962, is, and has always been, Berenstain. The series was created by Stan and Jan Berenstain, a husband and wife author-illustrator team. Old family photos of Stan and Jan Berenstain drawing and signing books. Their surname was Berenstain. It seems logical, almost obvious, that the books would carry their actual family name. Yet, the memory of Berenstain is profoundly persistent. People don't just think it was spelled that way, they feel it. They can picture the E on the cover, as clear as any other memory. This isn't a vague recollection. For many, it's a core memory of their literary upbringing, now seemingly rewritten. How can so many people from different countries, different backgrounds, and different generations all make the exact same spelling error? Different countries, different backgrounds, different generations. The Stein suffix is far more common in European and Jewish names than Stain, which could lead to a cognitive shortcut, a process known as schema-based reconstruction. Our brains, seeking familiarity and efficiency, might have automatically corrected the unusual spelling to the more common one. It's a plausible theory, a neat and tidy explanation. But for those who hold the Berenstain memory, it feels like more than a simple mental typo. They argue that they remember actively noticing the Stein spelling, perhaps even commenting on it. Some have pointed to old TV guides or newspaper clippings that supposedly show the Stein spelling, though verifiable. Undoctored examples remain elusive. Headlines and clips glitch to show that undoctored examples remain elusive. The discrepancy is so jarring that it has become the poster child for the entire Mandela Effect phenomenon, a seemingly trivial detail that hints at a profound and unsettling possibility. Could it be that in another reality, a parallel timeline, Stan and Jan's ancestors spelled their name Berenstain? And are those of us who remember it that way somehow retaining a faint, residual memory from that other world? It sounds like science fiction, yet the sheer number of people who swear by the E makes you pause. It forces us to confront the fallibility of our own minds, or more fantastically, the stability of reality itself. We return now to the man who gave this phenomenon its name, Nelson Mandela. A significant number of people share a vivid and detailed memory of his death in prison during the 1980s. This wasn't a vague feeling, it was a concrete memory of a global event. People recall watching the funeral on television. People recall seeing emotional news reports. People recall hearing about the international outcry. Fiona Broome, who coined the term, remembers seeing it on the news and discussing it with others at the time. The historical record, however, is unequivocal. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned on Robben Island, and later Pollsmoor Prison, for 27 years. He was a symbol of the anti-apartheid movement, and his imprisonment was a major international issue. But he was not executed. On February 11, 1990, the world watched live as he walked out of Victor Verster prison, a free man. He went on to lead his country, win a Nobel Peace Prize in 1993, and serve as the first democratically elected president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He passed away on December 5, 2013, at the age of 95. So where did the memory of his 1980s death come from? One potential explanation lies in the turbulent political climate of the time. During the 1980s, the apartheid regime in South Africa was under immense pressure. Mandela was critically ill at times during his imprisonment, and there were constant fears for his life. News reports frequently discussed the possibility of his death, and the phrase "Free Nelson Mandela" was a global rallying cry. It's conceivable that the constant media attention and the legitimate fear for his safety could have morphed over time into a false memory of his actual death. This process, known as source monitoring error, is when we correctly recall a piece of information but incorrectly recall its source. We remember the what, Mandela's potential death, but we forget the where, from a news report discussing it as a possibility, not a fact. The emotional weight of the anti-apartheid movement could have cemented this misattribution, transforming a fear into a remembered reality. The death of another anti-apartheid activist, Steve Biko, in police custody in 1977, also received significant media coverage and could have become conflated with Mandela's story in people's minds. Yet, for those who hold this memory, such psychological explanations can feel inadequate. They don't just remember the idea of his death, they remember the event. They recall specific sensory details that feel too real to be a simple cognitive error. They speak of it with a certainty that is unnerving. This is the core of the Mandela Effect's power, the conflict between unshakable personal memory and indisputable public record. It makes you wonder, if a memory this significant can be wrong, what else might we be misremembering? Luke, I am your father. It is, without a doubt, one of the most iconic lines in cinema history. A pivotal moment. A shocking revelation that has been quoted, parodied, referenced for decades. You can hear it in your head right now, can't you? The deep, menacing voice of James Earl Jones, the dramatic pause, the crushing weight of the words. Example 3, a line you can hear even before I say it. In The Empire Strikes Back, many remember, "Luke, I am your father," but in the scene, Vader never says Luke's name. He says, "No, I am your father." Example 4, The Monopoly Man. You can see the monocle, can't you? Top hat, mustache, and yet no monocle. Example 5, Snow White's mirror. We quote it as, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," but the film says, "Magic mirror on the wall." Example 6, Curious George swinging through our memories, with a tail. But this little ape never had one. Example 7, Pikachu's tail. Many swear the tip was black. The ears are, yes, but the tail isn't. Example 8. Saturday morning nostalgia. Looney Tunes. Actually, it's Looney Tunes, named for musical shorts. Example 9. Forrest Gump on the bench. You hear, "Life is like a box of chocolates." But the line is voiced in past tense. Life was like a box of chocolates. Example 10. Fruit of the Loom. The cornucopia basket behind the fruit feels right, but it was never part of the logo. Example 11, Sinbad's genie movie, Shazam. People recall the VHS cover, the scenes, the jokes, but the film doesn't exist. Confusion blends Sinbad's genie-themed TV bits with 1996's Kazam, starring Shaquille O'Neal. Example 12, Kit Kat. Many remember a hyphen, Kit Kat. The brand mark has never used one. It's simply Kit Kat. The science behind false memories. Our brains are storytellers. When details are missing, we confabulate, filling gaps with plausible pieces that feel seamless. Source monitoring errors make us remember the content but misattribute the source. A parody, a bondstank, so caption, a meme becomes the movie. Repetition forges certainty. The more we hear the wrong line, the stronger its retrieval path becomes. And collectively, we reconstruct memory together. Quotes copied in subtitles, sketches, and social posts echo through culture until the error feels canonical. Emotion amplifies all of it. Confabulation, source monitoring, collective reconstruction, emotion. Maybe the universe never changed. Maybe our minds did. If this video made you question reality, give it a like, share it with curious friends, and subscribe to the Culture Clubhouse, where science meets mystery.